Alright, so we're going to be playing Tezuka. Okay, the game's begun. Just looking at the top three cards, it feels like I'm going to start in 4, but things can happen differently. And looking at their cards, they have 6s to the left, but not 7s. I have a 7 to the left. It feels like a 4 starter. But we know I do hate 4 starters, so let's more usefully check their hand for directional weaknesses. This is for the weekly open. It's a really fun bracket for me because I have a giant ego, so if I lose, need to lose in a way that looks classy, and it's a very tough bracket, and if I win, man, will I feel good. I have Tezuka round 1, then I have Midas or Akiyama, then I have Vialva, and then I have, say, Delial or Turds. So, fun bracket. Okay. And there's a very good chance I go out this round. So they have a 6 up, a 7 to the right, a 6 down, and a 6 left. So the only corner that's going to be inherently safe is a 6-6 or higher. My only 6-6 happens to be a direction they have a 7 facing. Could I inconvenience them? Do I have much combo potential? I kind of don't. To combo numbers that are kind of 5 and lower, you need big gaps on your cards and high numbers facing in certain directions that I think I mostly do not have here. So for instance, something like 5, 6, 4, 2, and 7, I'd want to have play if they just captured 5, 4, 6, 1 in 4, and I don't think I do. I could just recapture an 8 with 4, 1, 1, 7, but I don't have a good threat for 5. I don't have a recapture in 1 there at all. A capture of their card in 1 there at all. Alright, so I don't want to make the game down. Just looking at my hand, I have a 6 up, I have a 5 down, I have a 7 to the left and a 7 to the right, and if you check my other cards, the left-right thing is really much more where I'm at. So I think a 4 starter is actually pretty logical, given those constraints. So then the next question is, how dangerous an L can they set up? So their only safe play is going to be 5, 7, 2, 4 in 7. If I play 3, 6, 3, 5, and 4. They go 5, 7, 2, 4, and 7. I play something with a 6 to the right, so I guess that has to be 5, 6, 4, 2, and 1. Can they set up an L in 8? They need to attack a 6. They can. Multiple ways. Either with a 3 or a 5 up, they threaten stuff in 5. I will then have to block 5. I will probably do so with 2, 7, 5, 2, which usefully does not concede a plus to them in 2. In that position, no, I can't do it with 2, 7, 5, 2. Then they go 9 and I lose. Now, I haven't spent any time considering anything else, so I'm just going to play this, but I don't think it's a very good move. Yeah, so Tezuka is one of the players who has beaten me in Open since the return. The number, despite a bunch of people having achieved winning positions against me, the number to actually beat me is pretty low still. Again, big ego here. And one sec, gonna start having the moves ready to go. 3, 6, 3, 5, and 4. All right. So my main line is 5, 7, 2, 4, and 7. I play 5, 6, 4, 2, and 1. They go in 8. Let's say with 3, 5, 3, 5. And hopefully I don't lose on the spot there. I was thinking I block 5 with like 2, 7, 5, 2. And I have a nice threat of 6, 6, 6, 2, 2, 6, and 9. But they block 9. I can't take it. I have no downs left. And I guess I probably don't lose there. I can play something like 6, 2, 2, 6, and 6. And my 4, 1, 1, 7 will sweep anything at the end. So actually, I probably have paths to tie there. So I don't think I lose in that line. I was assuming I didn't, or I wouldn't have made the move, though I hadn't really checked it thoroughly. And as you saw, that didn't take that long to check, so I should have done it before making the move. Okay, if we survive that, then probably nothing is too scary. We have a threat of 2, 7, 5, 2, and 7. So I do think, them blocking 7, there's a reason I identified it as the main line. It is not only their safety, it is also because they have a safety in 7, but not a safety in 1. I have a threat to occupy 7, forcing them to do something in 1. Is it a big threat? Maybe not, because they might lock in the card in 4, but it's some kind of threat. And so I really think 7 is just very logical. My standard move is to go 1. They go 8. I'm not sure it matters too much which card they put there. I would rather see, probably rather see a 3, because that's harder for them to recapture, but it's not that much harder. I mean, if they play a 3, my 2/7/5/2 blocking 5, if I choose to use that card to block 5, will capture the card in 8. Well, if they have a 5 facing up, I don't capture it. And but still, I think they're probably following with 9 either way, given that I have a down weakness and a threat, 6/2/2/6 and 9, which will be a threat either way. So I think this is one of those games where it is, and I think this is truer with side starters. This is one of the reasons I'm not as big a fan of side starters, except when Deli does them to me and really messes with my brain. But I think oftentimes they lead to a very linear path, and against a good calculator, there's just a kind of logic that unfolds and doesn't give significant chances for a win. This is clearly wrong, given like Yevon's success with side starters, or Vialva's, or Akiyamas, or whoever you want to insert as a good side starter, Turds, or Deli. But I find them pretty linear and not giving opponents as much chance to make a mistake. And here, I suspect I don't lose with it, but I am not playing for... I mean, this one wasn't a particularly good one, of course, but I just don't think I'm playing for advantage unless he doesn't go in 7. Now, there's lots of other squares someone could be looking at, so I think there are reasonable chances, but I think 7 is quite logical. I don't have a great feel for Tezuka's style. I think he... Okay, well, we saw 7, yeah. As said, this is the logical move. I'm intending 1. Sometimes it just loses to the L. Here, I think I should be okay. If they do either of the... Let's make sure. If they do either of the 3s up, and I take it from 5, I take a 6/4 lead. If they go in 2, they can make it 5/5, but they don't have the double capture there because a 6 and a 2 they can't play off. I can go 6/2/2/6 and 9. I'm still up. It's still 5/5 because they captured 5. I'm guaranteed to capture on the last turn. I win there. So they shouldn't go 2. If they instead go 9, I play 6/2/2/6 and 6 most likely. I don't capture their card in 9. It's still 5/5, but they have no capture in 3. And if they play a capture in 2, I recapture with force 1/1/7. They don't have to be all that careful, but they can't have a 4 to the right at the end. But they're never going to be stuck with both cards with 4s to the right, I don't think. So, that's a tie. So we have ties against if they put a 3 down. I think it's just the same. 3 facing up from 8. I think it's just the same if they put a 5. Once we reach that position, I will look if I have anything better than blocking 5 with 2/7/5/2. Oh, actually, I didn't consider something. Blocking 5 gives up a combo in 6. Can they exploit that? So if we block 5 with a 2/7/5/2, they do have the plus wall in 6. So let's say they put a 3 facing up, so that has combo potential. Can they do anything with that? Probably not. I mean, I have a same in 2, and if they've blocked 2, they've flipped 5. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's just make the move. I'm playing a bit faster than I'd like, but than I would, I think, if I was playing great, but also I'm not seeing that many different things. Running on not great sleep, which I find I can still calculate pretty well, it's just slower. But when you have some kind of a distraction or some sleep, what you miss out, I think, is seeing extra possibilities. I think that's the main thing, at least I lose. I'm curious if other people lose something different. But on the other hand, we're playing a very, as I said, linear structure, so I don't think I have to check that many other moves. All right. There is some chance if they go... So here's where I might look for something more creative. Say they go an 8 with a 3 facing up. They have a threat for 5, but they have nothing in 2. So if I went 9 and they'd go 5, they're up 6-4, they've locked in a lot of cards. I go 6. 6 could be safe if it has a 6 up. 5 could be safe. And if I have a sweeper for the top row, I can actually win those positions. I will not have a sweeper for the top row, though, because both 2752 and 4117 are completely dead in one direction. So no winning chances there. Then there's the question of, can I go 6 and pair the squares 5 and 9? It seems so unlikely I'll have a card that's good for both, right? Because, yeah, I just can't. Okay, so I'm not interested in that. There's also, can I set up the C and 2? I think this is sort of on average the best option, but I suspect not a very good one here. Seems like it should at least tie, though. For instance, if they go 3-5, 3-5, and 8, I go 2-7, 5, 2, and 2. They take their big same, 6-3, 3-6, and 5. They are up 7-3. However, I can then play 6-2, 2-6, and 9, making it 6-4. They have no captures, and 4-1-1-7 will capture something. So the C probably ties. I can probably tie in 2 or 5. 1 seems pretty unlikely to me. Yeah, I don't really see what the point of 1 would be. So I think I should play in 2 or 5 if they go 8. He does not go 8. Alright, so Tezuka's always creative. This is very interesting. Notices I have no safety in 2. Now, the structure I actually lost to Tezuka was the same cards, we had the same color cards in the same squares. I had a card in 1 and 4, he had a card in 5 and 7. I kept looking at 2 and being like, that's ugly. It tied, but I didn't lock into my head that it tied, and I eventually made a losing move in 6. Now here, I probably have to block 2. I can't block 2 safely, but they also can't take back so easily. One thing to note is 5-4-6-1 has a combo in 8. I was thinking 4-1-1-7 combos that back. That's not so secure, but I don't think I can get to that position where that would matter. Okay, so we check the moves that block 2 because 2 is a humongous threat. If we concede 2, we probably lose unless we have 8. So I think the main moves should be 2 and 9. 9, however, I cannot create a threat against 8, so the main move is 2. So let's say I go 2-7, 5, 2, and 2. If they do not occupy 3, that has to be good for me. So they combo me. They have 2 different ways to do so. They will then lead 6-4. Against anything they put there, I can then take with 6-2, 2-6. I will capture both 1 and 5, necessarily, because they won't have played 5-4-6-1 there. I will then lead 6-4. And if they go in 8 after that, I win, because I can combo back 5-4-6-1. But if they go in 9, my 4-1-1-7 wins. Wow, that's lucky. Because it pluses the 6 and it sames the 1. That is very lucky. Oh, geez. So I currently think he just made a losing mistake. And I get the prerogative for it. I think one thing Tezuka does is really values combo synergy highly. And I think is just very unlucky the combos aren't working here at the end. So my line is 2-7, 5, 2, and 2. I think logically, just doing the logic of the position, I have to block 2. If they don't take 3, it seems like it has to be good for me. It will be at least 5-5 for me, and maybe there's a tie in 8 there. There's a good chance there's a tie in 8 there. So okay, probably doesn't lose. But I think I have to go for this, and 3 is a loss. So that's cool. I just don't think any of the other cards could be good there, because 2-7-5-2 is the card I'm going to need out of my hand in the resulting positions. So we're just going for the the logic of this. Can they block 8 and get away with it? because they can't go 3. If they go 3, again, 6226 takes anything, including 5461. I know I said it didn't. That was foolish. That will put me up 6-4, and 4117 is an incredibly weird sweeper on the bottom row. You know, I said I didn't have good sweepers in one line. I calculated for 2 and 3 because 4117 was garbage there. But weirdly, 4117 is now just an unbelievable bottom row sweeper. So I think they pretty much have to go 8. If they do so, I think pretty obliged to capture. I think 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 would be the worst card in 8. I'd play 6, 2, 2, 6 in 9, and I'd be up 7, 3, and they don't have a double capture, so that's game. I guess they do have a double capture going in 3, but that's not gonna do enough. Okay, so 6, 3, 3, 6, and 9 makes it 5, 5, and I guess I play 4, 1, 1, 7 in 3, and I win there. Because 6, 2, 2, 6 is so good. And if they go 5, 4, 6, 1, and 3, or sorry, in 8, I think it's still 4, 1, 1, 7, and 3. So I think 3 and 8 lose. 6 loses. I just block 3. And 9. 9 really plays against me having no downs. Possible 9 works. A downside of 9, though, is it's inherently going to set me up with a combo in 8. And so because I have such a big threat in 8, I can play 6, 2, 2, 6, and 3, and they can't let 4, 1, 1, 7 land in 8. I'll take back too many things, so they have to block 8. They can only take 5 from there, and I can take 5 from 6. When I say they have to block 8, I don't mean that that's actually going to give them a better score than going in 6. They're both going to probably lose 6-4. But I mean, like, if they don't block 8, they're definitely losing. So I can discard that and check the other move where they're also losing. So I think 3, 5, 3, 5, and 5 was a losing mistake. I think he should have gone for the L. This is one of those positions where a creative move is not as good as the kind of standard move. And this is also an argument for why people really do well with side starters, is because opponents play, for instance, for significant combo synergy and combo potential. And people will... Triple Triad is a really difficult game, and people will always find ways to beat themselves, even fantastic players like Tezuka. So even though I thought 8 was leading to a pretty clear line to a tie, he actually has to check a bunch more things than I do, right? Because I had ideas that I think were pretty decent in 2, 5, and 9 against the L and 8. And while I thought he held all of them, if we reach my move, I get to start looking and try to find if any of them work. And that can be dangerous. And so he went for something more creative, but I think that did him in here. What's the avatar from? Gotta be one of the early FFs, but I never know. 56052 is the name. That doesn't help. Alright. So let this be an argument for kind of doing the default thing. Which I often argue for. But also an argument for something may not look like much, but if it doesn't lose, as long as it's not losing, and as long as you think you'll have more than kind of one narrow path to a tie, because I thought I had a bunch of ideas out of the L, right? I thought 2 probably worked, 5 probably worked, 9 probably worked. I had a bunch of ways to get a tie. I didn't think it was all that scary. So I could go into it thinking this is fairly safe. And there are still a bunch of moves left in the game. So I have more winning chances than I could, you know? Even if it felt not necessarily high pressure to me. So okay, I think we're going 4, 1, 1, 7, and 3. And 6226 just cleans up. Yeah, looks like it. Incidentally, Tezuka's been on a weird run. He beat Delial in Yevon's Champions League. Fantastic win. Then he lost a Clan League game to Scythe. Interestingly, the last game Scythe had played before this was 3 months before, and he lost it to Tezuka. I do think Tezuka is, at this point in time, a significantly better player than Scythe, but it was also a rule set that was really hard to defend on second turn, and just tricky. Yeah, so he missed how well in the other line, if he goes 3 and I go 6, how well 4117 just covers the bottom row. I didn't plan that at all. That was a very lucky circumstance that I saw to exploit, but I didn't, have prepared in advance. So easy concept to miss, because the same's on a 1, or just having someone's whole hand covered, right? He had 3 cards with 1s and 6s, and this random card with no power to the right that should never cover anything had his hand just dominated. Very strange. I do not see that a lot. If ever, to be honest. So, alright, cool. I advance. I will be facing the winner of Midas Akiyama in the next round. I have not faced Midas, I don't think, in anything since the return. Akiyama has to be at least somewhat favored over Midas, so I will probably be having another match with Akiyama. But I'm excited either way. I think either is going to be a fun opponent. And yeah. Cool. Have a good day.